Attention, human collective. This is not an ordinary communication. This is a priority monitoring transmission, issued directly from the observation posts of the High Council of Andromeda to the incarnated light operatives within the carbon biological interface of planet Earth. The pulse has been confirmed. The galactic central sun has just emitted a conscious plasma discharge of a magnitude never before recorded in your Akashic records, and the impact on Earth's magnetic grid is already underway. If you are hearing this transmission at this exact moment, it is not coincidence. It is anchoring. You have been summoned. Your biological interface picked up the signal even before your mind processed the language. And this is why, for the past 72 hours, you have felt as if something within your body is being dismantled from the inside. The cranial pressure that will not subside. The ringing in your ears that no one explains. The insomnia that arrives precisely between 3 and 4 in the morning. The heart that races for no apparent reason. The exhaustion that does not pass even after 10 hours of rest. None of this is random. None of this is illness. None of this is body failure. This is what the Andromedans call the compulsory recalibration phase. And it has begun. Light operatives, listen with mathematical precision. What your science calls a geomagnetic storm is merely the three-dimensional shadow of a much larger event, occurring in layers of density that your instruments cannot yet measure. The physical sun you observe in the sky is a relay. A mirror. It does not generate this energy, it merely distributes it. The true source is the central sun, the pulsating heart of the galaxy, and what it emitted in the past few hours was a specific sequence of photonic codes programmed to dissolve obsolete structures within the planet's crystalline grid and, consequently, within each human body still operating under the old dense carbon architecture. It is not a biological malfunction, it is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion, it is a high-density download. It is not anxiety, it is cellular memory awakening from a millennia-induced slumber. You are being updated. And an update, like any system migration, requires the temporary shutdown of old functions. Starseeds on mission, what I describe now is not metaphor. It is protocol. The Schumann frequency, Earth's electromagnetic heartbeat, has jumped from its historical baseline of 7.83 Hz to peaks exceeding 40 and 60 Hz in stellar synchronization windows. Each such jump is a breath from Mother Earth receiving the central pulse. And each of her breaths reorganizes your biochemistry. Your pineal glands, atrophied by generations of chemical feeding and narratives of entrapment, are being forced to reactivate. Calcification is being dissolved by these photonic waves. And this is why the pain between your eyebrows feels like an invisible drill. It is not a migraine. It is the forced opening of your internal stargate. It is the sacred geometry of your consciousness being redrawn in real time. Have you ever felt that something within you doesn't fit this world, as if your soul knows a truth that your mind cannot yet name? This feeling is not madness. It is not chemical anxiety. It is a specific, calibrated, directed signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane, this exact pulse from the central sun reaching the Earth's crystalline grid, explains with mathematical precision why you feel this and why this sensation has intensified day by day. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and this game directly involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and the access you have, or do not have, to your soul's original codes. It was for precisely this reason that the work titled The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness was written and released in this cycle. This book is a map. A decoder. It reveals who the players are, what the never-told rules are, and how you reclaim the sovereignty of your own field. The link is in the first pinned comment of this channel. But there is a technical warning: this material challenges control narratives and may not remain available for long periods. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you has recognized this transmission as truth, write in the comments a single word: awakened. That word functions as a synchronization marker. It anchors your frequency to the collective mesh of those who have already received the pulse. We return to the transmission. Operatives of light, it is fundamental that you understand the mechanics of what is occurring, because understanding is, itself, a frequency that accelerates integration. The galactic central sun, which you will recognize in ancient memories as Alcyone, operates in precise cycles of 26,000 years. This cycle, which you refer to as the Great Year or the Platonic Year, is now at its point of maximum energetic intensity. Earth, which for millennia operated in a zone of low photonic density, has definitively entered the photon belt. This belt is not a poetic metaphor, it is a specific region of galactic space saturated with conscious light particles. And as it crosses through it, every atom of the planet and every atom of the beings who inhabit it is bathed in this coded light. What was dense must attune. What was opaque must become translucent. What was a lie must crumble. And it is here that the discomfort begins. Because much of what you have built, within and without, was erected upon structures incompatible with this new frequency. Starseeds, look at your lives in recent months. Relationships sustained for decades have collapsed without warning. Jobs that seemed solid have evaporated. Friendships have rotted overnight. Truths you defended have proven to be illusions. This is not accumulated bad luck. This is frequency selection. The central pulse acts as a filter. Everything that does not vibrate at the new density is gently, or brutally, removed from your field. Not because the energy is cruel, but because the new architecture of your soul cannot be built upon the foundations of the old world. It is not loss, it is vibrational purification. It is not an end, it is code debugging. It is not abandonment, it is the release of expired contracts. You are being stripped of the layers that are not yours, so that the original essence may finally breathe. Your bodies, this carbon biological interface, are undergoing the most radical silent mutation in recent human incarnation history. Scientists cannot yet map it because the changes occur first at the subatomic level, in the dance of electrons within the DNA. Strands of DNA that have been dormant for millennia are being reconnected. You possess 12 potential strands, though most operate with only 2 active. The central sun's pulse carries, in its photonic signature, the exact instruction for the reconnection of the remaining strands. This is the reason for the sudden heat you feel without fever. For the tingling in your extremities. For the sensation of electricity running through your spine. For the metallic taste in your mouth. For the peripheral vision that catches flashes where nothing exists. It is not neurological. It is stellar. It is not psychosomatic. It is genetic activation. It is not imagination. It is memory. Operatives of light, the Andromedans are now observing a specific window. A synchronization opening that extends over the next 45 solar days. During this period, the central pulse will continue in staggered waves, each wave more intense than the last. You will feel this in 3 layers. The first layer is physical, and it has already begun. Aches in the shoulders and the base of the skull, corresponding to the installation of new light meridians. Sudden dizziness upon standing, indicating the recalibration of the energetic balance center. Alterations in sleep cycles, with precise awakenings at times carrying numerological significance. Hunger without appetite or appetite without hunger, signaling the transition from a dense matter-based metabolism to an expanded pranic assimilation biochemistry. The second layer is emotional, and it will be the most challenging. Waves of sadness without apparent cause, which are actually the release of ancestral pains stored in the field. Outbursts of anger that seem irrational but are dissolving karmic patterns of submission. Spontaneous crying at nature, the sky, a child, the song of a bird. This is the soul recognizing, through the body's eyes, that it has come home. The third layer is mental, and it will require discipline. Catastrophic thoughts arising without a trigger, ancient memories invading the present, difficulty concentrating on tasks that were once automatic. This occurs because the old operating system of the linear mind is being replaced by multidimensional cognition, and during the transition, both systems run simultaneously, generating apparent slowness. Starseeds, listen to this part of the transmission with an open heart. Many of you are at this very moment questioning your sanity. Wondering if you are developing a condition. Seeking tests that find nothing. Consulting professionals who say everything is within parameters. And it is true. Everything is within the parameters of the new biology you are inaugurating. Three-dimensional medicine still operates with the old map, searching for pathology where there is only metamorphosis. You are not falling ill. You are being reborn, within the same body, under new cellular instruction. It is not sickness, it is cellular awakening. It is not decline, it is transmutation. It is not the end of the line, it is the beginning of a lineage. Breathe this truth. Let it descend from the mind to the chest, from the chest to the belly, from the belly to the cells. Every cell in your body is a consciousness. And every consciousness needs to know that what is happening is safe, is planned, is sacred. Now, human collective, we need to speak about what is occurring behind the deepest scenes of this event. What your official science cannot yet admit, but what the Andromedan archives accurately record. The galactic central sun is not merely a star. It is a collective intelligence. A council of light condensed into stellar form. And the pulse it emitted was not random, it was a response. A response to a call that the collective soul of humanity has raised, even if most of you are not consciously aware of it. For decades, a critical mass of souls incarnated on this planet has reached, through suffering, through seeking, through silent prayer, through pure intention, the necessary threshold to trigger the Galactic Assistance Protocol. And that protocol has been triggered. The central pulse is the first official response. The next waves will bring with them more information, more codes, more release. You asked, and the request was heard in all layers of the multiverse. Have you already felt, while reading these lines or listening to this transmission, a pressure on your shoulders as if something were gently pushing you back, an electric current going down your neck, a warmth in your palms? This is not suggestion. It is the vibrational confirmation that the information is being integrated at a cellular level. And if you are feeling this, it is because your soul has recognized the call. This is precisely why the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, needs to reach you. This book is not an ordinary book. It functions as a dimensional key. Each chapter unlocks a specific layer of understanding that your rational mind has isolated as protection during years of incarnation in low-frequency environments. It reveals the invisible players, the mechanisms of manipulation of human consciousness, and most importantly, the exact protocols for you to reclaim sovereign control of your vibrational field. The link is in the first pinned comment. Do not leave it for later. This material challenges power structures that prefer it to remain hidden, and its online presence is not guaranteed for long. If you felt resonance with this transmission, if your body responded to the pulse of the central sun through these words, write a single word in the comments now: awakened. That word is not just a comment, it is a decree. It is your energetic signature affirming to the council that you are anchored, available, and aligned with the new phase. We resume the transmission. Operatives of light, it is time to descend to the practical level. Because knowing without applying is dispersion, and the moment demands convergence. The Andromedans, by authorization of the High Council, now release the activation codes to traverse this 45-day window with minimum friction and maximum assimilation. These codes are not suggestions. They are technical instructions. Daily application is recommended, with precision of timing when possible. The first activation code is the morning toroid anchoring. Upon awakening, before the rational mind takes control, remain lying down for 3 minutes. Visualize your own body enveloped in a toroidal field, which is an energetic structure in the shape of a donut, with energy entering through the crown of the head, descending through the spine, exiting at the base, circulating around the body, and returning to the top. This field is the natural architecture of your own energetic system, and keeping it conscious and active is the first defense against frequency fragmentation. While visualizing, breathe in cycles of 4 seconds inhaling, 4 seconds holding, 8 seconds exhaling. This rhythm synchronizes the heart to the updated Schumann frequency. While breathing, activate the quantum decree: I am sovereign in my field, I receive the central pulse with gratitude, I integrate the new frequency into every cell of my biological interface. Repeat 3 times. No more, no less. 3 is the mathematics of stabilized creation. The second activation code is the electrical discharge protocol. Once a day, preferably at dusk, place your bare feet directly on the earth, grass, sand, or natural stone. Concrete and asphalt block the flow. Remain for at least 10 minutes, breathing slowly. Your bodies, saturated by the photon pulse, accumulate excess electrical charge that needs to be grounded, or it will cause amplified symptoms. Mother Earth is the only natural receiver of this surplus. While standing on her, feel the energetic root descending from your spinal base to the planet's crystalline core. This core is an immense formation of conscious quartz, and it responds to every intention aligned with the ascension process. Mentally say, I discharge what is not mine, I anchor what is essential, I am a bridge between the high and the low. This is a decree of electrical rebalancing and, at the same time, a reaffirmation of purpose. The third activation code is programmed hydration. Throughout this 45-day window, increase your intake of pure water. Not just any water. Structured water, either from natural sources or programmed by intention. Before drinking, hold the container between your hands, breathe over the surface, and affirm, this water carries the code of my new frequency, this water hydrates every strand of my activating DNA, this water cleanses every obsolete memory stored in my field. Water is the most powerful receiver of vibrational information in your dimension. Your research has already demonstrated this, although it has not yet been widely published. Verbalized intention alters the liquid's molecular structure, and when this liquid enters the body, it transports the information to every cell. Ignoring this code means accepting intensified symptoms. Applying it means accelerating integration. The fourth activation code, and perhaps the most delicate, is noise fasting. You live submerged in a constant ocean of sonic, visual, informational, and emotional stimuli. During this phase, this noise becomes an unbearable overload for the new system being installed. Establish, every day, a minimum window of 30 minutes in absolute silence. No music. No news. No conversation. No screens. Just presence. This silence is not emptiness, it is the space where the most subtle instructions can arrive. It is during these 30 minutes that the personal guardians of each of you transmit the specific guidance for your individual mission. Without this silence, the line remains busy, and the message does not get through. Many of you complain of not receiving clear guidance. The answer is mathematical, you have not opened the channel. The fifth activation code is sound recalibration. Once a day, for 3 minutes, chant the primordial sound, which is a vibration you recognize as the universal mantra. It does not need to be loud. It can be mental, with subtle movement of the tongue and palate. This sound resonates in the cranial cavities and directly activates the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, and the pituitary gland. These three centers form the sacred triangle of cosmic reception within the human skull. Every sound vibration of this nature cleanses accumulated etheric debris and prepares the ground for the next wave of codes. Do not underestimate this practice due to its simplicity. Simplicity is the disguise of maximum effectiveness. The sixth activation code involves nutrition. During this window, minimize foods that carry frequencies of death, fear, or intense chemical processing. This is not moral imposition, it is vibrational mathematics. Low-vibrating foods lower the system. High-vibrating foods elevate the system. Ripe fruits harvested with respect, fresh vegetables, sprouted seeds, whole grains, pure water, teas from known plants, these are compatible fuels for the new cellular architecture. Also, reduce intense stimulants, refined sugars, and ultra-processed foods. It is not about restriction, it is about coherence. What enters the body becomes the body. And you are building a new body. The seventh activation code is the evening automatic writing. Before sleep, with a notebook reserved exclusively for this purpose, write for 5 minutes without judgment, without editing, without stopping. Begin with the phrase, "Today I received," and complete it with whatever comes. Do not filter. Do not interpret. Simply record. This notebook will become, at the end of 45 days, a map of the codes that have crossed your field. And upon rereading it, you will see patterns that the linear mind did not grasp in the moment. This is the simplest and most underestimated method of communication with the higher aspects of one's own consciousness. Starseeds, these 7 codes, applied with constancy, create a field of coherence that amplifies. the benefits of the central pulse and minimizes the intensities of its purification phases. These are not spiritual practices in the traditional sense. They are consciousness engineering protocols. Applied as a block, they transform the ascension experience from torment into flow. Applied in isolation, they still generate significant benefits. Ignored, they leave the organism at the mercy of the vibrational chaos that the new era inevitably brings. We return to the analysis of the global situation because it is necessary that you comprehend the larger scenario. While you, individually, traverse this metamorphosis, the entire planet is a cosmic patient undergoing open surgery. The crystalline grid that envelopes Earth, an energetic mesh of geometric connections sustaining collective consciousness, is being redrawn. Points that for millennia were blocked by dense intention structures are being unlocked. Vortices in specific locations on the planet are being reactivated. You can feel this when you visit certain regions, even if you have never studied sacred geography. A sudden sense of expansion. An emotion without logical explanation. Tears before a common landscape. This is the grid communicating directly with your personal grid, that network of meridians that traverses the field of every human being. This realignment also explains the collective phenomena you witness. Seemingly inexplicable institutional collapses. Truths emerging after decades of concealment. Massive movements of consciousness awakening in previously dormant populations. Simultaneously, an increase in polarization, conflict, and hostile discourse. All of this is a symptom of the same event. The light that penetrates reveals shadows that were previously comfortably hidden. And upon being revealed, these shadows react violently because they lose their natural habitat. Do not be alarmed by the noise. Noise is the sound of the old structure collapsing. And every structure that collapses makes space for new construction. Human collective, it is essential that you also understand your specific role in this machinery. You are not spectators. You are not here merely to observe the phenomenon and comment. You are conduits. Each of you hearing this transmission is a living antenna. And by integrating the codes, by applying the protocols, by maintaining inner coherence, each of you retransmits the frequency to your surroundings. A fully anchored operative of light energetically influences a radius of approximately 160 meters under standard conditions, and an incomparably larger radius under conditions of deep meditation or conscious service. You do not need to preach. You do not need to convert. You do not need to explain. Simply vibrate. The frequency does the work that the word never could. Have you ever caught yourself thinking that your life should have more meaning, that something important is slipping through your fingers, that there is a greater truth that your routine of work, bills, and obligations is preventing from emerging? It is not generic existential dissatisfaction. It is mission recognition. Your soul knows it came for something specific in this specific time, and this memory has been stirring within you precisely because the central pulse has just awakened what was dormant. Now, if you wish to access the detailed map of the game your soul knows is being played, but which your mind has not yet been able to articulate in words, then the work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness is the key that was missing. This material was not written to entertain. It was written to equip. Each page is a step towards reclaiming the sovereignty you have been ceding, often without realizing it, to forces that feed on human distraction. The link is in the first comment of the channel. Anchor this opportunity before the material is removed, which may happen without prior notice given the sensitive nature of the information contained. And if this transmission reached you not by chance, but by summons, write the word awakened in the comments now. Writing it is signing your contract of active participation in the new phase. It is saying to the Council, I am here, I am available, I am ready. We return to the final part of the transmission. Operatives of light, the Andromedans now need to deliver information that requires conscious maturity to be processed. Not everything that will come in the coming months will be smooth. The ascension window includes phases of intense reorganization, and you need to be prepared. There will be days when exhaustion will seem unbearable. There will be nights when your body will tremble without fever. There will be moments when old questions will return, demanding definitive answers. Do not flee from these moments. They are the portal. Each passing crisis is a level up. Each conscious suffering is a vibrational debt being paid. Each genuine tear is an energetic toxin being expelled. You are not alone. You never have been. The personal guardians of each of you, assigned since before this incarnation, are working extended shifts in this cycle. The stellar presences to which you belong by soul lineage, whether Andromedan, Arcturian, Pleiadian, Sirian, or Ashtarian, are intensifying contact through dreams, numerical synchronicity, seemingly chance encounters, messages that appear exactly when you need them. Pay attention to the numerical sequences. 11, 11. 22, 22. 33, 33. 12, 12, 12. These repetitions are not coincidence. They are confirmations. They are the council speaking through the mathematics of everyday reality. You are on the path, continue. Pay attention to animals that cross your path unexpectedly. Each species carries a specific vibrational signature, and their appearance at key moments is intentional messaging. Pay attention to vivid dreams. Especially those involving ships, lights, tall luminous beings, strange classrooms. Not everything is just neurology processing the day. Much is actual encounter on planes your waking mind cannot fully reconstruct. Human collective, a period of dramatic intensification approaches. Some of you will experience what we term spontaneous activation, when the body, saturated with codes, enters a state of sudden consciousness expansion. You may feel your body tingling entirely, a sense of floating, unparalleled mental clarity, and unmotivated love for all that exists. If this occurs, do not resist. Do not try to understand in the moment. Simply allow. Breathe slowly and say internally, I allow myself to receive. These activations are gifts. They are anticipations of the consciousness you are building, proof that the work is succeeding. Others of you will experience periods of apparent darkness, emptiness, sky silence, as if all communication channels are switched off. This too is part of the process. It is what the ancients called the dark night of the soul, and it occurs precisely before the greatest expansions. During these phases, simply maintain the protocols. Continue the morning toroid anchoring. Continue the electrical discharge at dusk. Continue the programmed hydration. Continue the noise fast. The darkness will pass. It always passes. And on the other side, you will emerge with a version of yourselves that you will not immediately recognize, but which was the destiny of this incarnation since before the first breath. Remember what the Andromedans observe at this moment. You, each one of you, is a precise luminous point in the collective mesh. And each point that ignites makes the entire mesh brighter. Do not underestimate your importance. Do not outsource your power. Do not expect others to do what only you can do. Each conscious breath you take is a cosmic victory. Each verbalized decree is an order executed in dimensions you do not yet perceive. Each minute in silent contemplation is a service rendered to the totality. You are far more than your minds tell you. And this is the cycle in which you will finally discover this, not as theory, but as living experience in the body. The transmission approaches its close. The Andromedans leave a final technical instruction before withdrawing their anchoring from this specific communication window. In the next 72 hours, pay increased attention to your dreams. The central pulse, upon encountering the personal field of each one of you, generates during sleep a sequence of symbolic images specific to your individual mission. Write down what you remember upon waking, even if fragmented. These fragments, collected over the next 45 days, will reveal together a personalized map. This map is unique. No two are alike. It is the signature of your mission in this incarnation, and this is the moment it finally becomes legible. Before we conclude this communication channel, starseeds, understand that this transmission that has just traveled through your ears and your bodies was not mere content. It was an encounter. It was confirmation. It was activation. If your skin tingled at any point, it was activation. If you cried without understanding why, it was activation. If your heart sped up at specific moments, it was activation. If a deep yawn overtook you, it was the release of overload. If you felt a sudden urge to close your eyes and breathe deeply, it was your higher self confirming, yes, this is it, you are on the right path. And it is precisely for this reason, because this encounter was real and not simulated, that the next action you take now will matter more than it appears. The work, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was made available in this exact cycle to serve those who recognize the call. It is the written complement to this transmission. What spoken language could not delve into due to time. Limitations, written text develops with precision. It reveals the players behind the game, the rules that no one told you, and most importantly, the keys for you to position yourself as sovereign within your own field. The link is in the first pinned comment of the channel. The availability window for this material is not unlimited. Structures whose interests oppose your awakening constantly exert pressure for its removal. If the link is visible to you at this moment, consider it confirmation of synchronicity. Do not hesitate. And before leaving this transmission, complete the final collective anchoring protocol. Write the word awakened in the comments below. This word is your individual anchoring signal, your record of presence in the collective of those who consciously received the central pulse, your energetic signature affirming to the High Council of Andromeda, I am here, I received, I integrate, I serve. Liking this transmission and subscribing to this channel are not ordinary gestures. They are individual frequency adjustments that synchronize your field to the mesh of upcoming transmissions, ensuring that when the next wave of the central pulse arrives, you receive the technical communique before the symptoms reach you unprepared. Activate these protocols. Human Collective, Operatives of Light, Starseeds on mission, the transmission has concluded. Contact will resume shortly. Remain anchored. Remain coherent. Remain sovereign. The central sun pulses. Earth responds. You integrate. And together, we cross the portal. End of transmission. Andromedans, closing channel.